Welcome to the class on using custom Python scripts inside of Silhouette. If you want to add custom scripts to use in Silhouette, the most efficient way is to put your scripts in one .py file and put them somewhere easily accessible. For example, Dropbox, and that's what I use. And then you add a path to your Dropbox. You can see I have the listed instructions here, and then we'll go into Silhouette later and I'll show you what my scripts do. And then after you add your path to the Dropbox, you also have to add a copy of the init.py file in your SFX user directory. You can copy that file from the built-in resources/scripts/actions directory inside of your Silhouette install location. And here is a picture of my directory setup. It's pretty simple. And then also I have a little picture just of some of my scripts. Okay, we'll go to the next page. And inside of Silhouette, you have to add an environment variable in the Silhouette environments preference. For the key, you add sfx_script_path. And for that value, you just add the path that you set up to your accessible location. And then upon launching Silhouette, your scripts are automatically loaded into your project and executed. And whatever is in your scripts will override the keybinds.py file because the scripts are in a path that is called in after the master keybinds.py file in the Silhouette resources directory. And that's a good idea for a couple of reasons. One, if I'm remapping a shortcut hotkey, it simply overrides the existing one in the keybinds.py. And two, it's a lot easier to make and edit my personal scripts than it is to edit the master keybinds.py file. But if you want to edit the master keybinds.py file, then you need to locate it and do some editing on that itself. And I have some instructions on that. Okay, after you've located your master keybinds.py file, and you can see kind of where it resides if you go to the Silhouette user guide, and you can search for keyboard customization, and it has some information there depending on what platform you're on. So then you need to copy it to a separate location and then make a copy of that with the same name and also a copy of it with the word .orig or .back in the title. Then you have to edit the file with the same name that it's residing in a different location, say like in a folder inside that directory. And after editing it with whatever custom text editor that you like to use, and you might have also changed the permissions on the file. If you just have read permissions, you might have to change it so you have write as well. Then when you're happy with your changes, you copy it back over and replace the original keybinds.py file. So this way you have a backup file that's a duplicate of the original and unchanged in case something gets messed up with the original one. So I have an edited keybinds file for a couple custom paint setups, but it's more suited to show in a paint class. And lastly here, another reason to have a separate and custom scripts file with just your additions is that with each new Silhouette update, there is a new keybinds.py file with possible changes and additions. And you don't have to go through the editing process of the master file frequently. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of here and we will go into Silhouette. So now that we're back inside of Silhouette, I will show you the preferences. So we'll go into the environment preferences here, and this is where you can see that I have set these variables. So I just want to show you that's where they go. So there is the key and there is the value. Click OK, and now I will show you some of my scripts and actions. So these were loaded in from my my Python script from my Dropbox, and when I open Silhouette, they're loaded in and executed automatically. So I have one in here that toggles the opacity of a keyframe, and I talk about that a lot in this course. So if I click on the helmet, I can click Alt-O, and you can see that it has changed the opacity to 0. And you can see that down here in the timeline as well. And if I click, you can see that the shape is not visible anymore. If I click Alt-O again, I'll click on the helmet, Alt-O, then you can see it's restored to 100% opacity. And so that's a really helpful thing to have instead of clicking around here in the object list. And I got that script from the Silhouette customization guide, which can be accessed from the help menu up here. So if you pull down to this menu, it'll take you to the customization guide, and you can check that out. There's some sample scripts in there and lots of other information. Okay, another one of my favorite little scripts is one that decreases or increases the brush opacity. So I'm going to click on a paint node here that I've added, and you can see here that my opacity is at 90, but I've assigned the opacity to go up and down using the 1 and the 2 keys. So if I click 1 on the keyboard, you can see that it's decreasing. If I click 2, then it is increasing. And I find this really handy. And it's only those hotkeys are only in effect if I'm actually clicked on a paint node. So I like this because I paint with my right hand and I can use my left hand quickly to change the opacity up and down. And I do realize that I'm overriding the ability to use the 1 and 2 keys to cycle through the output and foreground when I'm in the paint mode, but that's okay with me. It's all about personal preference and customization. So another thing I want to show you here is the scripts editor window. You can find it by clicking on the window menu up here and pulling down to the scripts editor right here. So right now I have a couple scripts loaded in, and I can use the scripts editor window either just to load in a solo script that I want to try out, or I can actually write scripts in here or copy paste ones that I'm testing into here and execute them to see if they're working properly before I maybe put them in my PY file in my Dropbox. So here I have one where I am trying to find a way to use it with the interactive view, the overlay. So so here it's on. And then if I want to paint, if I do a transformation here and just going to rotate it, but now I want to paint. Instead of clicking the interactive button again, I'm trying to find a hotkey that will toggle it on and off. So right now I've assigned the tilde key. I kind of checked around and I'm not using the tilde key for anything else. So if I click the tilde key, you can see that it toggles it on and off. So I can quickly toggle that off. I can do some painting and then toggle that back on, make some adjustments, turn that off and do some more painting. So that's really handy as well. And I realized though, another one that I loaded in that I really like is having the tab key nulled out or not working, because I realize when I'm using the caps lock key on the screen left of the keyboard, and then if I'm going to be using the tilde key, I always mistakenly hit the tab key and then I end up tabbing through the frame boxes down here. And so if I null that out, I'm not using it since I don't change these boxes a lot, or if I do, I can just take the script out. So that if I'm hitting the tab key here, nothing's happening. So you can't see that, but I find that really helpful as well. So I definitely try to check this out. You can, even the little things you can do to speed up your workflow make a big difference. All right, this is the end of the Python script customization and Silhouette class.